guys, it's Jenna here. Welcome back to my channel. So I know I had a change of scenery, so I have to film in my niece's room. That's technically my room as well because we share the room, but I was at my dad's, now I'm here. I had to bring my TBR here. I am bringing to you my January TBR. So I have, I believe, 10 books. Oh yeah, 10 because I'm forgetting one. But yes, so I have 9 books right here and then one to talk about. So I'm going to talk about that one first before I forget about it. So we're just going to dive right in. So the first one, these are actually in no particular order. It's honestly just the order that I pulled them out of my bag in. But before I forget, is The Wicked King by Holly Black, which is the second book in the Cruel Prince series. I'm not sure how many books there will be in the series, but I hope there's at least 3, if not 4. I don't know how many there will be, but The Wicked King, I believe, comes out January 2nd, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So yeah, it's the second book in the Cruel Prince series, and I'm so excited for it. Danielle and I have been waiting for this book ever since we finished Cruel Prince. We loved that book so much. So I ordered my copy through Crate, so I'm getting their Hangover Recovery box as well, and I'm very excited for that. That's coming sometime in January, hopefully. So yeah, that's book number 1. And then the next book is Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard. This is book 2 in the Red Queen series. Honestly, I just looked at my TBR and realized how many series I really needed to finish, so I decided to pick this up. I read Red Queen this year. I just don't remember when. But I really want to finish up this series, or at least continue it, because I really liked the first book and I want to be able to collect them all, so I want to make sure, you know, that I'm progressing with the series. And I actually haven't heard much about Glass Sword, so I'm eager to get into it. Red Queen is essentially about a girl named Mare, who lives in a society where people with red blood are considered peasants or like lowly working class, and then those with silver blood are royalty and they have these special abilities. Only she has red blood and she has powers, so she's very coveted by the royals, and everybody is kind of like, wait, what's going on? And so there's a resistance rising against the kingdom, and honestly I really can't wait to dive back into the series. Next is P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han. This is book 2 in the To All the Boys I've Loved Before series trilogy. This follows, you know, we get to meet John Ambrose from Model UN, and I'm really excited because they have confirmed that this book is being turned into a movie as well, and I think they're going to do the whole entire series, and Netflix has been killing the game with Netflix original movies lately, so I am so pumped to read this. I've heard a lot of good things about the series, so I'm finally excited to continue with it and hopefully finish it this year. And then I can't wait to see the adaptation for it. I'm just really excited, and this is fairly short, so I think this is going to be a fast read. Hopefully a readathon in the near future, but honestly, who knows. Next, I have on my list a book everybody's going to yell at me for because I'm supposed to have been reading it for like the past year or more, and that is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. This is the first book in the Six of Crows duology. I read the Grisha books first, and I think that's gonna really help, but I don't know. All I know is that I really want to read this. It's a beautiful book. Everybody loves this book, and I just really need to get around to it. I know that all of Leigh Bardugo's books kind of have like a slow beginning, so I just really need to get past that and finish this book because I want to read it so bad. I just know that there's not any left after this, but I want to finish it before I can read King of Scars, and King of Scars comes out I think January 19th, so I really need to get on that bandwagon. So I would really like to finish this, but everybody loves Six of Crows. It's a huge fandom, so I just need to break down and finish it. You can see that I've already tabbed this book, and these tabs have been in here for quite some time, so that's what I want to read about. This is all I know about this is that it's a band of outcasts who perform a heist in the most fortified, what is it called, like fortified what in the land? I can't think of it. Fortified Kingdom? I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about, but it's about a heist done by criminals. Next, I would really like to read I Stopped Somewhere by T.E. Carter. This is supposed to be a hard-hitting contemporary about a girl who experiences sexual assault. She gets kidnapped and sexually assaulted, and she has to watch as other girls are also being sexually assaulted. And I'm honestly such a sucker for hard-hitting contemporaries. They are like my thing. And this is also just such a beautiful book. I love the end pages and the cover. And this is a really short book, so I also think that this could be like readathon material if I could ever get around to actually doing a full one. So, you guys know I just love hard-hitting contemporaries. They're like my soul food. Obviously, not that I think what's happening in them is good. I just like reading about... This sounds so like morbid, but I like reading about real issues. I don't even know what I'm talking about at this point. Next. So then I would really love to read Allegedly by Tiffany D. Jackson. I read Monday's Not Coming by her, and I loved that book. It made it onto my favorites of 2018, which video coming soon whenever I can get back to my dad's to film it. So as soon as I heard that she had another book, I picked this up, and there's a feather in it. I don't know where this feather came from. Okay. Anyways, this follows, this is another hard-hitting contemporary, by the way. This follows a girl who, I think, while she was babysitting with her mother, a white baby died under the care of a black woman and her 9-year-old daughter. And she never spoke up as to what happened, so they were convicted. So we follow Mary, who survived years in baby jail before being dumped in a group home. So she meets this man named Ted, who she meets on an assignment at a nursing home, and she finally decides to speak out when she becomes pregnant and starts to have a future for herself. And I just think this sounds really interesting. And I love Tiffany D. Jackson's writing style. It's really emotional, and I can't wait to read it. Next, we have Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. So recently, Danielle from over at Truly Mooney read Carry On and Fangirl. And she's like, you need to start reading Rainbow Rowell's books. I regret not doing it sooner. So I'm like, okay, well, I only have one of them right now, and that's Eleanor and Park. So I'm going to start with this one. And I'm pretty sure this is like a 1984 romance. Yeah. It's set over the course of one school year, and it's the story of two star-crossed 16-year-olds smart enough to know that first love almost never lasts. And I think it's just going to be a really cute romance story. She said Fangirl was amazing, and she loved both Carry On and Fangirl. So I figured I would pick this one up first because it was the one that I had. So I'm going to give it a go. It's also fairly short. So, yeah. See, my TBR from December is a drastic change from January because December's books were ginormous. They were all, like, huge chunkers because they were all mostly Sarah J. Maas books. But we're going to ignore that factoid. Next, we have Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. This is basically a fictional, well, I guess everybody could technically say it was fictional. This is an emotional retelling of Achilles, about the pain he goes through when his, I think it's just about Achilles, okay? And Danielle read it and she said she cried her eyes out, and I love Greek mythology, so I really am eager to pick this up. I think it's going to be a really good book. A lot of people love her books, both Circe and Song of Achilles. So I'm pretty excited to finally dive into this because I miss taking my Greek mythology class, so I love just reading about Greek myths. Okay. Next we have The Female of the Species by Mindy McGinnis. This is the one and only reread for me this month, and this is the book for my backlist book club, hosted by Morgan's Bookshelves, so this is our January pick, and I'm going to be reading this for that book club. And essentially it's about this girl named Alex who has taught herself how to kill someone after her sister is brutally raped and then murdered, and the killer is convicted but then just walks free. So she takes matters into her own hands. She's kind of a social outcast. She decides to take this into her own hands and kind of just feed into the violence that she's been taught and has been shown. And yeah, it's really emotional. She ends up being befriended by the school's jock and the pastor's daughter. And what brings them all together is volunteering at an animal shelter. And my heart, I loved this book so much. I cried so many tears while reading this. It was not the book you were expecting, and it's so good. It's so dark. It's dark. So if you're not prepared for a dark read, maybe not pick this up, but I would not want to say don't pick this book up because it's so good. I loved it so much. Okay, and then finally, for the month of January, we have Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas, because obviously I can't have a TBR without a Sarah J. Maas book on it. So I'm doing my Mass-a-thon. If you don't know what that is, or if you don't know what my backlist book club is, go check out my announcements video. I will have that link down below. So this is our January read for the Mass-a-thon, and I'm really excited. I'm going to be annotating this, and this is my first time reading Assassin's Blade, so I'm really eager to dive into January. This is probably going to be one of my first reads of January, followed by Female of the Species, so I can just get that out of the way and like not forget to read those books. Because the live show is on the live show for my Mass-a-thon is last Saturday of every month, and the Female of the Species is last Sunday of every month. So I'm hoping this can all work out for me, and I'm really excited to dive into this. So this was my January TBR. I'm really hoping I can get through this. The only thing that I can think of preventing me from doing that is the fact that I have finals in January. I have to take what, 6 exams in January, right smack dab in the middle of January. So I'm hoping I can manage it. I hope that with the help of some audiobooks for a couple of these, I can power through. But I'm pretty confident considering that a lot of these are on the smaller side. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Comment down below if you plan to read any of these books in the month of January, or if you have read any of these books, or if you just want to tell me what you're reading in January, because I would love to hear it. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed.